Hey there, everybody. For those who don't know me yet, I'm Daniel Gamboa, founder of Zentavra. I'm here with Ed. Ed, super happy to have you on today. Did you want to tell everybody who you are and what you guys do at CG Pro? I see that
Sure,
Lion
yeah.
King poster in the back.
Well, my name's Ed, and I worked on The Lion King. I was the virtual art department supervisor on Lion King, Jungle Book, a whole bunch of Hollywood movies that I've had the fortune to work on, and lots of other things in the computer graphics, film, commercials, music videos in that space. CG Pro is a training company, first and foremost, and we've been there through the beginning of virtual production, and we're now addressing the current hot trend, which is AI, as well as traditional computer graphics in a variety of different industries.
Awesome. Awesome. That is super cool. Well, let's just jump right into it. Speaking about kind of the projects that we've done for you, could you share kind of where you were before? Like, what were the main challenges you kind of faced before meeting Zentavra?
Absolutely, yeah. So before meeting Zentavra, I was on to our fourth CRM, trying to understand how to manage customers and customer data, e-commerce, marketing. We started from things that even aren't even CRM, spreadsheets and project management systems that try to be used as CRMs. And I really realized that we needed a proper CRM. I'd heard a lot about HubSpot. We enrolled in HubSpot, and we got a outsourced company to help us through recommendation from HubSpot. Unfortunately, they created a thing that was us driving them, and we didn't know what we were doing in there. So we built something, took 6 months, and it was fairly useless in all honesty. And it was very frustrating because HubSpot cost a lot of money, and we were also not getting the results and didn't know how to use it at all. Just very frustrating to get the result I was hoping from a CRM, which was to help understand how our marketing is going, how our sales are going, and to be able to drive better results.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I always say like CRMs are so powerful, but only when they're set up correctly. And a lot of other partners, not to knock anybody, they kind of just end up being task doers. But here at Zentavra, we develop a strategy, work very closely with the leaders of the business and develop the strategy and implement it. We ended up helping you out with quite a bit in HubSpot and kind of your overall tech stack, right? With checkouts, membership management. And then we ended up building like 20 plus workflows and a bunch of custom objects, custom fields to kind of track this process all around, checkout and course management, and then kind of revamping the marketing strategy, being able to automate things that you previously weren't able to do. So with that, why don't you tell everybody what type of results have you experienced since working together?
Absolutely. Having an actual CRM that functions as a CRM is the first result. We've never had one of those really. And I'm learning you need to be able to run a business in this exact way. You have to be able to try something with a theory of what you think is going to happen as a result. You have to be able to track the result, and then you have to be able to reflect on it to see whether your theory in the beginning was correct or not. If you can't reflect on what's going on, it's like driving a car down the road without a speedometer. You could be going at the wrong speed and get in trouble or hurt somebody. The same thing applies to a business. So this was the number one most important thing for me to crack so that we can continue to keep understanding the activity that we're doing, whether it's working or not. If it's a complete waste of your time, it's very damaging and harmful. What we got from working with Daniel was a kind of started from scratch with HubSpot. We put that 6 months behind us with a new way of working in HubSpot, not the way that we had assumed we wanted to work, and trying to force HubSpot to work in that way. One of the great things about working with Daniel and Zentavra is that it's not just a done for you situation. We've learned so much. I know so much about HubSpot now. It's such a powerful tool, only if, as Daniel said, it's set up in the right way. So we've now got a CRM that functions with all our marketing is connected to it. So we can see what's happening. We can track people booking calls. We can measure our B2B bookings. We can trace them through as deals. And they also helped us with checkouts, which is not even a HubSpot thing, and found this amazing checkout product called Spiffy, which is
Okay.
fantastic, and it was totally the right solution to the checkout problem that we had. They helped us to be able to model what's going on in the checkout and the product sense into HubSpot. So now we can be in HubSpot, see a customer, we can see all the things they own, we can see their total history, and we can measure the kind of activity through HubSpot to see what types of things are working, what types of things are not. And we can now automate things in HubSpot and have what the name suggests that it's a hub for your business, and it can be if you set it up right. Otherwise, it can be just about the same as a spreadsheet in terms of its usefulness. If you set it up right, you can create automations in there that do things for you. And that really, there's so much we were doing that was like people going through spreadsheets and emailing people one by one, or pulling all those things into an email marketing tool, and just to throw that effort away or not be able to trace it or track it, or um, just lots and lots of manual work. And now we've got the ability to do all of that automatically. It saved people so much time. I know it's already starting to create better results in terms of the sales process. And we've had some more sales since. It's just really given us what we've always wanted, which is a actual CRM that functions properly. And the CRM is really doing what I think HubSpot's meant to do, which is to hold the whole thing together and mean that you don't have to run around chasing things manually and not be able to even remember all of your activity. Now it's all there. You can see it all. Uh, I'm very grateful to Zentavra for being able to get out of the mess that we were in and to be able to have this Ferrari that we can drive now. It got us in, I would say, a month or two, what the other team previously failed to do in 6 months. They created a mess and something that we couldn't use. And it was costly, not just the cost of paying for the service, but cost in terms of business. In a couple of months, we got a really, really well functioning system, but also it's just the knowledge I've got of how this thing works is unbelievable compared to where I started. I now enjoy making things, and then I can do it myself. I don't want to do it all myself all the time, but the fact I can means I know how my business works. And that is more valuable than I think I wanted to know at the beginning. The way that Zentavra is set up is it doesn't just assume and build a whole bunch of stuff and then keep you being dependent on it. It empowers you to be able to run your business yourself. And I now get it. It's been a very hard lesson to learn that you have to understand your CRM, how it works, and have a good one, and have people there to help you. Couldn't have done it without Zentavra, and got nothing but good things to say about them. And Daniel, thank you so much.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Ed. It means so much to me. This is exactly why I do what I do at Zentavra. We basically allowed you to do a lot of stuff that you weren't able to do previously. And in result, we're expecting a lot of that to turn into the flywheel and turn a lot of customers into repeated customers. And I love emphasis on data. Business, it could be very difficult when you're going off of just gut feeling. But when you have data there to make data backed decisions, that's where it kind of guides you and business becomes a game. And that's what I love, kind of creating that single source of truth where all of your data is in one place, as well as kind of like teaching you the platform. I don't always just build things for you. I actually teach you on why I'm building it a certain way and how to manage it yourself. And that's what I pride myself on. We're kind of a strategic partner. Get in there, we get our hands dirty. So I love that. I thank you so much for sharing that. Thing that I did want to ask, what surprised you the most about our services at Zentavra?
Mm, it's a very good question. Well, the depth of knowledge, I think, compared to the experiences that I'd had before, working with really good people, but not specialists in this one aspect of business. And the difference between actually really knowing how this works well and not just the tool, but the concept really surprised me because I hadn't experienced that before. I was like, oh, this is amazing when it happens like this. And I think also the genuineness, the truth, the authenticity. I never felt like I was building a future where I was going to be highly dependent on needing lots of time or expensive services in order to be able to keep going with this, because it's a very good experience. But to feel this empowered afterwards is the most surprised I think I am. I run a school and I felt like this was a training experience as much as it was having things done for me experience. And it was having things built for me, which was great because it was way quicker than I could have done. But the process taught me how to do those things. So I think it's just really surprised how much I've ended up knowing about HubSpot and how powerful it really is when it's used right. But surprised myself, I think, at this point with how proficient I was able to become in a short period of time and how important that is. And I think to any business owner out there, like know your CRM. It's probably the most important things in your company are your people, your products, and your customers. And it's a really good tool for being able to keep a handle on all of that, but only if you use it the way it wants to work. I'm a database administrator from my old life and it does not work in the same way as I used to code databases. It has its own way that it wants to work, and you have to learn that as a learning curve. But once you're in the flow with it, it's super powerful. And these guys helped us. So I think long answer, but the most surprising thing was I think how finally out from under a rock I got and being able to drive this thing myself and not feel like I needed a driver. And I look forward to keep continuing to work with Zentavra. I think that was probably the most surprising thing was like what one of these is when it's working well and how important a specialist is in this area and how much you actually can learn and how important that is to do. I think if you don't understand how it works, it is a mistake. So these guys have been amazing in not just trying to do it all for you and keep you dependent forever. Like I want to keep working just because this is a good experience, not because I have to. So ultimate kudos to like believing in that because I think it's the best results.
Heck yeah. That means a lot, Ed. And you heard it there, folks. Don't neglect your CRM. It's super important. It's the backbone of every business. But with that, if someone's on the fence about working with us, Zentavra, what would you tell them?
Do it. I mean, I wish I'd done it the last experience. If someone's on the fence, and especially if you're investing the bucks into HubSpot, like onboarding with HubSpot, they recommended a team they work with, and it didn't work out. And we spent 6 months building the wrong thing. 6 months in any company is like life and death to a company. We spent less money and time with Daniel and got way better results, way quicker. And I wish that honestly I'd met Centavra at the moment we signed up for HubSpot. I think we'd be in a different position than we are now. So I wish. Can't wind the clock back. That's my recommendation. Just, you already spent the money on HubSpot, spend a little bit more on Zentavra and you will figure out how to actually use it. Is the difference between 6 months of your business being driven, like somebody trying to drive a Ferrari who's only driven a go-kart
Right.
before.
Yeah. And you're paying for this. So let us help you get
No.
more out of your CRM for sure.
Yeah, totally am. And I've no, I'm not being paid to say this. I've nothing but good things to say about this experience, and I would highly recommend Zentavra to anybody. Anyone in this position where you're like finally get it, you understand what a CRM is, you need to know how to use it properly. Just do it.
I love that. Thank you so much, Ed. I really appreciate having you on here. It was a pleasure chatting. Any final
Oh,
thoughts for the viewers?
I'd say again, don't underestimate how important your CRM is. Have a good one and then set it up right. I have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars through doing that badly, but if I could spare you any of that, I want to because it's not nice. Just do it the right way the first time if you can. Don't underestimate the importance of good data in your business. They're one of the hardest lessons I have ever learned in this game. It's a tough game. If you're in a tough game, you want somebody who's got your back and who understands how this works. But I would say to anyone, don't underestimate the value. The gold in your business is in your customer relationships, your partnership relationships. All of those things can be done really well in this thing called HubSpot and get these guys to help you.
Awesome.
And reach out to me if you want to know whether this is real or not. It is very real. And I'm super grateful to them for helping.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much, Ed. Everybody, check out
Thank
CG
you.
Pro. becomecgpro.com, right? They want
Yeah,
to check you
yeah.
out.
If you want to learn about computer graphics, come and check us out.
Yeah, they're the people. Awesome. Well, thanks again, Ed. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care.
Thank you.